everybody wants to have control about everything around them. You know, you want to have control over your money, you want to have control on your time management, you want to have control over your, you know, assets and so on. Now, some cases really don't give us that chance, or rather sometimes actually like that ability to have control over certain things is just not there, and there's not much we can do about it. And one of the conditions that really can be very uncomfortable when it happens, where now you really don't have much to do about it, and you really just have to learn to live with it, is urinary incontinence, or like it's also called, that loss of bladder control. Hello everybody, and welcome to Naomi's All-Inclusive World. So, karibu. Now, urinary incontinence, like I have said in my introduction, is just that ability, that lack of ability to control your bladder. And it's a common and often very embarrassing problem, because really you want to have control over, like, you know, you are holding up of what is in your body, and really you are letting out, but it should be, you know, under your control. Now, when this condition happens, you don't have that control, and it can really be uncomfortable. Now, the severity ranges from occasionally leaking urine when you cough or sneeze, to having an urge to urinate that is so sudden and strong that you can't really make it to the toilet before the urine is out. Okay, and it's usually caused by problems with the muscles, with the muscles and nerves that help the bladder just hold or pass urine. So when the muscles are affected and so on, so they can't hold when the urine comes, and it's like when it comes, it just passes. Now, certain health events like that are unique really to the female gender, like for example pregnancy and childbirth and menopause and so on, can actually cause problems with these muscles and nerves. So you realize again, like now for a woman who is now, for example, pregnant and you know, going through menopause and so on, you realize actually these nerves are affected, and they might experience urinary incontinence more, but then when that passes, they should be all right. Other causes of urinary incontinence include actually people again who are struggling with weight. So again, it's like just extra weight or overweight is not good. Try your best to make sure your weight is within your limits. Your weight is within your ability to handle it, because when it's not, then you realize it just kind of becomes conducive for situations and conditions such as urinary incontinence and so on. Now, one of the other things that I came across during my reading that kind of just saddened my heart, but again is true, is you realize that actually also people who have been victims of defilement and of defilement like rape and so on also experience urinary incontinence. And this is both genders really, male, female, you know, kids and so on. So again, just someone who has gone through abuse might also actually experience such a thing. So yeah, urinary incontinence is here with us, number one. Number two, is really not age specific. It might be very common in the elders, in the seniors, or in the old people, but it's also actually happening even in young people, in kids and so on. And that's why even just for you, a parent who might be having a kid who is always like peeing on themselves or not holding up their bladders, don't be quick to think they're just being, you know, misbehaved, you know, or they're just being childish and they want attention and so on. You might want to check deeper into this, because it could be this condition for all you know. So yeah, urinary incontinence is a cross. It might affect kids and watu wakubwa and so on, and that's why it helps to really know like what your kid is going through. We might be quick to want to judge and just, you know, conclude the way you always are peeing, you make the house smell bad and so on, but do you know what your kid has been through? You want to check out, because maybe they might have actually been defiled and they have not told you, and that's why actually their bladder is loose. They cannot actually control their bladder, their bladder just hold the urine and so on. You know, probably they actually suffer from phobia and fear, and maybe they have been in that situation so that anything small, like, you know, you ukiwashtua or you know, you making them feel like they are panicking, actually they can't hold their bladder and so on. So yeah, get to know the story of your child. If it's a child, get to know the story of your person before you judge them or want to sound like, you know, they're being a burden. There could be a story behind it. So yeah, I thought I needed to mention that. And yeah, Urinary incontinence is here with us. It might affect you, or it might affect your family member. So it will help if you know, so that then you also handle them. Say, for example, if they are our elderly parents or grandparents, you handle them with love. Because, yeah, kama mtu amezeeka jamani, if they cannot even like stand proportionally and stand straight, why are you expecting them to hold the urine, you know, to have control over their bladder and so on? That is kama ni watu wazee. Kama ni mtoto mdogo, depending on how you've raised them, surely it should raise a question why, for example, they cannot hold their urine. There could be a story behind it. Get to know the story before you are too harsh to the kid. There could be something deeper than that. Okay. And yeah, thank you so much. I'll see you in my next episode, where we will be looking at something else that we need to know in this world, and just in the world of those living with different disabilities and conditions. So bye for now, and don't forget to like, share and subscribe if you're my first timer, and if you're my returning subscriber, thank you so much. Keep sharing, keep commenting, and let's keep growing this network. Asante.